everyone. My name is Jenny Androsov, and I'm very excited to have you all with me for this presentation. Today, I'm going to take you on a little journey on how to implement sleep by keeping it simple. We will have a guest speaker, Dr. Curtis Westerson. He will talk about a sleep journey using the MATRx Plus in his practice. So today I'm going to go through sleep apnea, why team is important, communication, why you should screen everyone, how we are here to support you, and your continuing education. We are all here because of sleep apnea. You're either new and want to get into sleep, or you're already an experienced sleep dentist and want to know how to simplify your life. The MATRx Plus treatment planning system works for new and experienced dentists. I want to tell you why I work for Zephyr and love doing what I do. Before Zephyr, I was in the dental field as an administrator for 10 years, then management and consulting for another 10 years. I was fortunate enough to have been sent on many amazing courses throughout my years in dentistry, but the one that stuck out the most was the sleep courses. I thought to myself, how can we make a difference being in the dental field? Easy, let's screen, refer for a sleep test, then make an oral appliance. Well, you guys all know it's not as simple as it sounds. Sure, we can do all those steps, but I watched over and over again the patients becoming frustrated because they were not getting any results, and the dentist spending way too much productive time on free titrations and also getting frustrated because he couldn't figure out why this is not working. So as the years went on, the frustration level only got worse and our production days got less and less from all the time we had to spend on titrating appliances. Then in 2016, the MATRx Plus was approved to sell in Canada. Music to my ears. When I first heard about this system, I went to my boss and said, "We need this, like yesterday." He looked through all the info, no questions asked, handed me his credit card and said, "Buy it, let's get trained and do this right." So we did, and it was a game changer. We were able to know who will respond to oral appliance therapy and how to treat them effectively within 2 to 3 nights. The best part was when the patients started coming in on their regular checkup and cleanings and telling me how much better they feel and that they lost weight, they have energy that they've never experienced before, their significant other actually likes them now because they're less cranky and tired. Night and day difference from how we did the treatment without using the MATRx Plus. In 2019, The Lancet published new troubling statistics on the incidence of sleep apnea. Almost 1 billion people worldwide suffer from minor to extreme sleep apnea, and close to 85% of those people are undiagnosed. 38,000 is the estimated number of people in the US that die each year from heart disease with sleep apnea as a complicating factor. And just to talk about something in my personal life, in 2020, I lost 3 close friends. They were all male, 39, 41, and 50. All 3 of them passed away in their sleep. I asked their wives, have they ever been diagnosed for sleep apnea? Because it did come up that they did have it was related to sleep apnea, was another part of a factor of why they passed away. And I asked, through their medical doctors, dentists, any kind of medical profession, were they ever asked the question, how do you sleep? How do you feel? Do you snore? Do you stop sleeping? Any of those questions, they were never asked. Sleep apnea wasn't even something that was brought to their attention. And maybe if it was, maybe one or all of them would be here with us today. And this is why I think it's important to offer sleep within your practice. Team. Your team is the most important part of having a successful sleep practice. Hygienists are the trusted advisors. Your dental assistants are the sleep champions. Front office staff are your closers. And dentists, you are the enabling leaders. When leading your team into dental sleep medicine, it is paramount that you understand where communication breaks and how to effectively combat that breakdown in a way that is repeatable. The first place to start is understanding the roles that exist in your dental practice and how they sync with the roles needed in a dental sleep practice. Once you've communicated your sleep journey to the team and each person has taken responsibility for their part of the sleep program, you will be on your way to a successful sleep journey. There are so many reasons why sleep is a must-have service for your dental practice. Knowing in advance which patients will be effectively treated with an oral appliance, as well as their treatment position, will save you money on unnecessary titration visits. Knowing which patients are not suitable for treatment eliminates months of patient frustration, unnecessary cost, and therapy delay that is experienced with a long or unnecessary titration process. Successful sleep programs are team-driven. MATRx Plus simplifies the sleep workflow, therefore, implementation is easy. It allows opportunity for team members to learn new skills, build long-term relationships with your patients by improving their overall health. And most importantly, positive patient experience will result in word-of-mouth referrals, decrease clinic visits and time to treatment, minimize side effects, improve confidence in their treatment and their dentist. Better overall patient experience will result to more referrals. The MATRx Plus technology is always undergoing rigorous clinical trials to test the accuracy of our technology. As a result of our 3 clinical trials testing over 300 people, we have the evidence to support that 97% accuracy in identifying OAT responders and 89% accuracy in determining therapeutic position. Knowing which patients are not suitable for treatment eliminates months of patient frustration, and also knowing the patients that are suitable can get them into treatment within 2 to 3 days. So your workflow for OAT success. Your 4 steps to OAT success is screening. Most importantly, if you haven't even started your sleep journey yet, screen everyone. That will get you started to know who is in your practice alone that has some form of sleep issues, whether it's sleep apnea or another step of things, but it's a way for you to know and start either referring out or doing what you can do in your practice. Case acceptance, delivery, appliance delivery, and of course your follow-up. Regardless of the technology, the MATRx Plus can integrate and be implemented in your dental practice, from standalone to a full digital workflow. So at this time, I'm going to welcome Dr. Westerson. He has focused his practice on treating TMJ disorder, sleep apnea, and chronic pain. He was published in 2 books, and he lectures worldwide on the physiology of occlusion and the treatment of TMD, TMJ disorders. Let's welcome Dr. Westerson.
Wow, that's a nice intro. Thank you, Jenny.
You're welcome. It's nice to have you here today.
Shall we share with them that you used to actually work with me at one point in time?
Absolutely. He was my first 20 plus years ago office that I had the luxury of learning a lot of what I know today because of you. So I'm very grateful for that. 20 years later, and here I am.
And you haven't aged at all. You look absolutely lovely. I don't have my webcam on because we couldn't figure out how to get my webcam working, which isn't good for me being technologically adept. But anyway, that's a younger picture of me. So we'll just go with what I look like then. Okay, is that okay?
Handsome. So Dr. Westerson, when did you start using the MATRx Plus?
I believe it was 2016 when I got introduced to it, and I think myself and another dentist, Dr. Murray Neville, and I we got the first of the MATRx take-home kits here in the city of Calgary. We were kind of the first ones to get it.
Perfect. Why did you start using the MATRx Plus?
That's a great question. First, number one, everything you said previously, I totally agree with. Doing MATRx it's upped my game. It's made things easier. My team can get into it, so I can get my front end team to introduce it to patients. I can get my assistants to be able to do a lot of the management of when the MATRx Plus goes out, when it comes back, and all the reports for patients. And they actually do a fair bit of the work with me. And so having a team that's involved, that's a very good point, because it's really tough to do all this just as a single dentist that's busy. So incorporating the team, training the team, very good point. To answer your question, I started doing sleep probably 16 years ago. Start off using the original watch pat that's strapped to your arm. Then there's a watch pat strapped to your wrist. And there was a Medibite Junior that went around your chest. So I've had 3 iterations prior to the MATRx Plus, but nothing was, we could do it, but we weren't necessarily doing it as good as we could do it. So back in the old days, the protocol for reading sleep tests and all that weren't as stringent or as strict as they should be. And nowadays, and to use these other appliances and to get opinions from sleep MDs was really onerous. It took a lot of time. And then suddenly MATRx Plus comes along, and with the cloud, the patient does a baseline test for sleep apnea, and that's immediately read by a sleep physician, and you get an actual report. That just makes things really easy. And then the second part is that, what's our big problem? Our big problem is, will the patient be acceptable for an appliance? Is an appliance going to work, or is an appliance not going to work? I would make somebody a $2,000 or $3,000 sleep appliance, and it wasn't. And we do a follow-up test, and they weren't getting better. Well, then you either got an angry patient, or you got to refund money, and you put all that time and work in, and so that sleep had a risk, and the MATRx Plus took all that away. With the theragnostic, and the patients really appreciate it. We can test them ahead of time, and then we can find out whether or not they're going to be acceptable for it. They're going to be what we call a responder. I'm sure you're going to get into that, or whether or not they're going to have some, TMJ problems when they were advanced to the position where they do become a responder. So all that confusion at the start was all wiped out with the advent of the MATRx Plus.
Thank you for that. That was great information. When I was speaking earlier about the learning the sleep and everything, it actually originated out of your practice. So, and then I was lucky enough in the last 10 years to work implementing sleep programs in dental practices and really seeing what works and what doesn't work. And I have to say, just one practice alone, I started there as an office manager running their sleep program. We purchased the MATRx Plus, and within a year we had to buy 4, because that was how busy we got and how effective, and because we could move people through the treatment without the constant guessing and taking up time and figuring it out. And it streamlines everything, and that's the biggest reason why I'm here today, because I really want to see this out there with so many more people that can help see patients and screen them. All right.
Can I add one last thing
Yeah.
for you? Is that I see TMD patients all day long, and most TMD patients also have, or many sleep TMD patients also have some form of sleep issue, and being able to provide that support for not only their TMJ but for the sleep side, the nighttime side, has really made a difference in the level of care that I can provide. And yeah, I gotta thank Zephyr for everything they've done with that.
That's wonderful. I love hearing those kind of stories, and I'm so pleased that you know, your practice is running as successful as it is, and I'm very grateful that you were here to share your story with everyone today. So thank you, Dr. Westerson.
Thank you very much.
So now I'm going to have Stephanie join us. She is part of our customer success team, and she is going to kind of walk you through on how Zephyr is here to support you and through your whole entire sleep journey. Once you become part of Zephyr family, you're with us for life, and we are here to walk you through every step of the way. So thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you so much, Jenny, and also thank you to Dr. Westerson as well. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who is joining us today. As Jenny mentioned, my name is Stephanie, and I'm one of the customer success managers with Zephyr Sleep Technologies. When we go through the onboarding with your practice, there are 3 different training sessions that we go through with you. Meeting number 1 focuses on our product training. During this meeting, we will go through a high-level introduction into sleep apnea. We will also go through taking impressions, scale readings, as well as setting up a patient on your portal. Once your test patient is set up, we will go through what this looks like for your patient during their study nights. Meeting number 2 focuses on the study that has been completed by your test patient. We review the raw data in Data Viewer, as well as talk about the reports for a theragnostic and how to find the target position for your patients who are responders to oral appliance therapy. We will also talk about how to connect with an interpreting physician and set up the account with you as well. Meeting 3 is all about patient and treatment planning. We will talk about the roles within your team, as well as the value of including the MATRx Plus within your practice. Our customer success team is there to help you succeed. So our connected program is designed with you in mind. Helpful, responsive support from a dedicated customer success specialist. We will provide you with a tablet that has a SIM card, which allows you to run studies which are supported on our network. Our patient information portal allows you to access all of your patient information, as well as access to board-certified sleep physicians. We offer an online resource center, as well as 24-hour patient support. We are pleased to be able to provide a designated customer success manager, as well as a 3-year warranty and discount on replacement parts. Thanks so much, Jenny.
Sorry, I was talking away, I was muted. I'm going to talk about the education part now. So why Smart Care? Smart Care protocol combines years of research with cutting-edge digital technologies to make dental sleep medicine easy to implement with predictable and profitable results. Using this protocol, dental practices will create a modern, tech-savvy sleep medicine clinic that builds value in their community and excitement within their team, and it allows you to evolve in an extremely competitive market. Now, any dentist will succeed in sleep. So we have 3 facilities that offer our Smart Care certification courses. There are 4 levels. So Dr. Suresh Sharkande is with Shark Education. He is also our Chief Dental Officer, and we work very closely together. He right now is offering virtual Smart Care level 1 courses just due to COVID and not being able to travel as easily. So if doing things at home or online is a little bit easier for your schedule, definitely go on to Shark Education, take a look at these 4 different dates that are up here. So you can have the opportunity to just learn that much more on implementing your MATRx Plus, whether it be in a digital workflow or a standalone. MATRx Plus can do either or. We also have National Sleep Alliance. So for the US dentists that are out there and would prefer something in person, we do have, as you can see, a bunch of dates here that are going throughout the year, the 2021 year, in different locations. They are a 3-day, pretty intense course, but you will be leaving there just walking away knowing what you're ready to go and do with your MATRx Plus. And again, that's going to be with National Sleep Alliance. And we now have 3D Infusion with us. So it looks like they have one course coming up in April. Again, it's going to be an in-person one. So, you know, any of these 3 locations that might work for you for the education, highly recommend it. There are so many great courses. I mean, all sleep courses are wonderful. The more you know, the better that it's going to be for you. The Smart Care is just more directed to our MATRx Plus and how to implement it either, again, in your digital workflow or just as a standalone. So at this time, I want to thank you all for joining us all today and taking your time away. And if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the question box and we'll be more than happy to answer for you.
Jenny, we do have a question coming in. They are just wondering what the best way is to sign up for a course, and if it would be better to proceed with a course that is not included with Zephyr versus doing the MATRx Plus onboarding first.
Well, what I can do is, again, those links, so the 3 facilities that I just went through, either one of those for the Smart Care, go online on their website. You're going to see your opportunities to be able to, all your options to be able to choose a course. I personally recommend, you know, get the MATRx Plus, do your onboarding, because when you're going through your onboarding, you're actually going to have your hands on, whether yourself or a spouse or a staff member, and you're going to learn what it's like to do the theragnostic test or the combined study, however you'd like. And then when you go to a Smart Care course, you're going to have more questions to ask. So I recommend always kind of utilizing it. Take a course, because then you're going to go there kind of prepared already, going, hey, I tried this, how do I do this?
Awesome, thank you so much, Jenny. And just the other question coming in is in regards to the interpreting physicians. If one of our practices does not have an interpreting physician, what options do they have?
I'll let you speak to that one, Stephanie, because that's more in your area.
Absolutely. So there are a couple different options to that. The first one, again, is if you have an interpreting physician that you'd like to use to interpret your studies, we can absolutely set them up within the portal, and you can send the studies directly from there, and they can actually send the results right back. Another option, if that is not something that you have, is we have a relationship with a company. We can send the studies off to them directly, again, within your portal. About 1 to 3 days is the turnaround for those studies to be completed, and those results will show up directly in your portal.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Give it another minute or so for any questions. But again, definitely my email is on the screen here. Feel free to email me any questions you may have after this, and I'd be more than happy to answer for you.
Awesome. And we do have another question coming in regards to an interpreting physician in Quebec. Again, we have a relationship with a really great company. They are able to provide interpretations in every single state as well as every single province in Canada as well. So thank you so much for that question.
I think we might be okay then with questions for right now.
Definitely. And just as a side note, if there are any questions that come in after, please don't hesitate to reach out to Jenny. She's here to answer anything that you have. And I do have something coming in here. It's just a little bit smaller. Unfortunately, I can't read that. Perfect. So I will follow up with you in regards to that question after.
All right. So I will definitely be following up with everyone as well. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. I am more than happy to get more in depth about what the MATRx Plus does. We can do that on a whole separate one-on-one webinar or even over a phone call. I don't get fully into it for this webinar, but we have another great one that is going on tomorrow that talks about AHI, just another one with Dr. Remmers. And I believe most of you should have received the link. If you didn't, let me know and I will send it off to you guys. And again, I want to thank you all for taking the time out to join us today. And you guys all have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you so much.